And so, I've skipped many part in this, but except this part I find very interesting, which is a conspiracy against a king who ruled England after Edward I. His name was Charles I, and he was a great ruler. He was all good. People had no complaints about him, but his country had some Jews who were proselytizing other people, which he didn't like. They were called the Puritans. He did not like the proselytization because his community consisted of people who believed in Anglican, which is a type of Christianity. It is a different group of community. And the Puritans, the Jewish people, were proselytizing other people and consisted of 100,000 people in that, which were big enough to raise a war against the Anglican Church, the Charles I's army. So they thought they were strong enough to stand for the war, and they fought for it, and they won against Charles I. And they won against Charles I. The Charles I escaped to a prison in Northampton, I guess, and they came to know that he's in that prison, and they planned to assassinate or kill Charles, because the Jewish people in the Dutch were migrating to England, and they know that if they all migrated to England, if Charles was alive, they'll somehow be dead. So they planned to kill Charles, and by searching they came to know that he's in someone's prison. He was hiding there, so they planned a maze for him to run, to make common mistakes, that which was against the law. So they made him do all those shits, and they made Charles I the victim of all mistakes that he'd done. And the usual thing, they planned to death sentence him, hang him. The people didn't like that. They know the truth, but they cannot hide or unsee the fact that he haven't done anything wrong, because he have done it. So that's it. That's some sort of assassination of a good ruler. So the point is, he was an alpha. He was a good ruler. The people liked him. Everything was going smooth in his country. The Jewish people planned to kill him, and they planned to kill him. Keep this in mind. Don't forget. You'll get to know where I'm about to go. So now Charles I is dead. The Cromwell, the top head of the Jewish community, is ruling England. And at a certain year, he died eventually of getting old. His son Richard took his role, and he only ruled for 9 months, because the son of Charles II, executed Richard. So the rule came back to Charles' family. So now Charles is ruling, and he saw the money system was all messed up. So he made banknotes, which we see nowadays. So those things were So he made banknotes, which was to record all of those things. And the mistake he done was, everyone was allowed to create or make the coins or the banknotes that he published. So that became a major disaster, and he knew at a point where the disaster was just happening, before the disaster was just happening. So he made a rule that only the authorized people can make banknotes and coins. So now the authorized people are the people in the king's palace. They are making the banknotes, and everything was, everything was under control. Everything was going smooth. Everything is right. And the main income of the king was the seigniorage of the money printed. So eventually, after years passed, his brother took the role, James II. So he only ruled for 3 years, because at 1688 the John Churchill of Marlborough betrayed him by sending a military expedition of William of Orange to his kingdom, and James II couldn't stand those military forces, and he got dethroned by William of Orange, and now the ruling is done by William. So now the ruling William is the William III, who started the rule from 1689. So if you ask me who is the first William, you may remember the William was called William the Bastard. They migrated to all those. They impregnated one of the women in the king's family, those kind of shits. And the William III actually gave the money to all the Jewish people without debt and interests. So the system was there. The system created by Charles II was there, and all the money was given to the Jewish people without interest, and all the debt of the Jewish people were written off. So now the system is there, but they're using according to their convenience. That's the end of this chapter. You'll get to know the rest of it. Bye. Keep watching. Stay strong.